Hope you are all doing good. May God bless you all. In this live streaming, we are having the discussion of the poem Passage to India by Walt Whitman. The previous live streaming sessions, we looked at some sections of this long poem. We had a detailed discussion of sections 1 to 6 in the previous sessions. Today, we have to look at section 7, 8, and 9 of Passage to India of Walt Whitman. We know that it's a long poem, and we know the fact that the poet Walt Whitman in this poem is asking a unification of the entire world through a new religion, and that new religion, as we understand from the poem, is it's a religion that is just resulting from, that is just being born from the confluence of the coming together of the joining of the achievements of the scientific world, and of course the attainments of the spiritual world. And the achievements of the scientific world we have in the present, that is of course in the West, and the attainments of the past we have in India, in Asia, that is of course spiritual achievements, right? So in short, this poem is about the material unification of the world by engineering and spiritual unification of the world by mysticism or religion. Okay, so we finished the discussion of sections 1 to 6. Today we have to look at section 7. I'll be reciting sections 7 initially. Afterwards, we will just go for a very detailed discussion of section 7. So let us just recite section 7 of the Passage to India by Walt Whitman. Passage indeed, O soul, to primal thoughts, not lands and seas alone. Thy own clear freshness, the young maturity of brood and bloom, to realms of budding Bibles. O soul, repressless, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin. Of man, the voyage of his mind's return to reason's early paradise, back to wisdom's birth, to innocent intuitions, again with fair creation. So here, the poet is just asking his soul to make this passage. The poet and his soul seek a mystical experience of the union with God in the realm of spirit. So this is in fact not a journey to witness the land and the skies. Good morning, Amar. Good morning, Anaga. Okay, thank you for joining. Good morning. I wish you all a wonderful day. Please ask others also to join. I think not many know about this session, maybe because I arranged it without any prior notification. There is maybe only 4 or 5. So I request, please inform everybody so that, of course, you, Shilpa, good morning. Thank you for joining. So you can ask your friends, others who are not here to join. Okay. So let us just continue. Anita, good morning. Thank you for joining. Okay. So happy that you are all joining. All right. So now, you know that we have discussed 6 sections of this great poem, Passage to India. Now we have to continue, and we are in 7th section of this great poem of Walt Whitman. And in this section number 7, Whitman is asking his soul to go forward. Okay, go forward, of course, for this union with the oversoul. This is in fact a great mystical experience, and the poet and his soul just searches for a mystical experience of confluence with God in the realm of spirit. So that's what we see in section number 7, which is a very a small section of some 11, 12 lines. Okay, passage indeed, O soul, to primal thought. Passage indeed, O soul. Okay, oh my soul. Whitman requests his soul to continue the journey, to move forward. Passage indeed, O soul, to primal thought. That's very important. And you know that primal means primeval. Primal means original, of the beginning, of the alpha, of the beginning of the universe. Okay, so passage indeed, O soul, to primal thought, not lands and seas alone. Oh my soul, let us just travel to the very original thought, the original, the alpha, that is of course God. God is the original. God is the primeval. God is of course the primal thought. So, oh my soul, let you and I venture out, continue our journey, and may you and I, my body and my soul, become one with God, the Paramatma. Okay, so passage indeed, O soul, to primal thought, not lands and seas alone. Okay, we are not just making, oh my soul, we are not making a journey to India, Asia, Africa, or this is not just a journey to lands. Thy own clear freshness. Okay, so we are just traveling to the primal thought, the origin of everything, and the origin of everything is the oversoul. Okay, so thy own freshness, the freshness of the soul, the freshness of the soul is, that is oversoul, Paramatma, that is of course God. The young maturity of brood and bloom. Brood is of course contemplation, brooding over, pondering over. The young maturity of brood and bloom to realms of budding Bibles. Okay, so now my soul, let us just go to the divinity. Let us be just one with God. You, my body, my soul, let us be one with God. And for that, of course, let us go to the realms of budding Bibles. The realms of budding Bibles, of course, the countries where we have all the religions, that is, of course, Asian countries, especially India. Okay, so O soul, now the second stanza of section 7. O soul, repressless. Okay, the soul of everybody is repressless, that cannot be repressed. Okay, O soul, repressless, I with thee and thou with me. Okay, my soul, you cannot be repressed. The soul of anybody, the soul of us, the soul of a human being cannot be suppressed or repressed. It is of course repressless. O soul, repressless, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin. Now we are just Anne-Maria, good morning. Thank you for joining. Okay, so Whitman continues his journey to India. Okay, he says that India is the country of, it is the land of budding Bibles, it is the land of holy books, Upanishads, the Vedas, okay, the religions. And when we are making this passage, my body and my soul will become one with God. And that is, of course, the great joy. That is Sachidananda. And O soul, repressless. Okay, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin. My body and my soul are just going around. Circumnavigation is going around the world. We are just going around the world from America to India. Okay, so don't be upset about what this what the reference of I with thee and thou with me, this thy circumnavigation of the world begin. It doesn't mean anything. Now with the scientific attainments and achievements, and of course the spiritual achievements, modern man can on one side have a material unification of the universe, a material unification of the world. We can travel, we can communicate, we can of course mingle and mix with anybody in the world. Similarly, let us also have a spiritual unification of the entire world. Okay, and let everybody in the world have a feeling of, rather a mystical experience of being one with the oversoul, the Paramatma, the God. And that is mysticism, that is transcendentalism. Okay, and O soul repressless, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin. Of man, the voyage of his mind's return. Okay, so we are just traveling. Of man, we are traveling. My body, I with thee and thou with me. Oh my soul, you are with me and I am with you, and we are just circumnavigating. We are going around the world. Of man, the voyage of his mind's return. Okay, and we are just traveling. This is not just a circumnavigation of the land alone. This is not a circumnavigation of the earth alone. Of man, the voyage of his mind's return. So this is also a voyage of the man. Okay, so we are, okay, it's nothing. We are having a physical journey on one side. We are also making a spiritual journey on the other side. Of man, this voyage of his mind's return. Okay, so this is a physical journey from America to India. This is also a spiritual journey of each and every individual. Whitman is traveling with his soul, and Whitman, his body, Whitman's soul, Whitman's mind will become one with God. So that is possible for all human beings. So this is not a circumnavigation of the lands alone. This is also a circumnavigation of the minds of each and every human being. So remember, we have the Holy Trinity. We have the reference in section 6 about the Trinitas Divine. The Trinitas Divine, okay? Section 5 and section 6, we have the reference to Trinitas Divine. What is Trinitas Divine? Trinitas Divine is Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So the circumnavigation of the mind is body, soul, and the Spirit of God. That is the circumnavigation. So we must go for a physical travel, physical journey on one side. That is possible. Material advancements and spiritual advancements, we can have this circumnavigation of the mind of human beings. My body, from my body to my soul, and from my soul, okay, body, soul, together to the Paramatma. That is Trinita, the Holy Trinity. Okay, so let us have spiritual conviction. Let us have spiritual nourishment. Let us have, of course, a circumnavigation of our mind. Of O soul repressless, I with thee and thou with me, thy circumnavigation of the world begin. Of man, the voyage of his mind's return. Okay, so our minds return. Remember, every life come from God. Every life is originally one with God. Born on the earth, body, not just body alone, body and soul, body and spirit. And okay, we die, our soul becomes one with the original soul. That is the circumnavigation of the mind of human beings. That is the kind of individual circumnavigation. And other side, we have the circumnavigation of the world, the lands. Okay. And now, thy circumnavigation of the world begin of man, the voyage of his mind's return to reason's early paradise. Okay, let us go to travel to reason's early paradise. Okay, back reason's early paradise is of course the very origin of man, reason's early paradise. Okay, that is our original thinking. Okay, reason's early paradise, back to wisdom's birth. So this is in fact the journey of an individual to what he was when he was born. When you and I are born, we are babies, we are innocent, we are pure. Okay, similarly, back to wisdom's birth. Wisdom's birth refers to, of course, the birth of all that is wise. And what is wise? What is wise is religions, spirituality, religions. Okay, so gods. So to reason's early paradise, to back to wisdom's birth, to innocent intuitions. Okay, innocent intuitions. So right now, again with fair creation. So it is nothing. The poet is asking his soul to have a physical journey on one side, spiritual journey on the other side. And this is going to be a great experience. This journey is going to be a great experience because the poet and his soul is just going to have a kind of mystical experience of being one with God. That is section. Okay, Hima, good morning. Good morning for joining. Okay, and yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. I'm just requesting if you find this session useful, just comment, like, and give my support. So, right, I'll be continuing my lecture for more than 1 hour. I'll be finishing this poem, so you can ask your friends also to join at the moment. So we have come to the end of section 7 of this great poem of Walt Whitman, Passage to India. So, in short, we can say that section 7 is. It is just confirming the fact that a passage to India is, in fact, a journey of the soul to primal thought. It is not confined to, this journey is not confined to the lands and oceans alone. Is not just confined to the continents and seas alone. It is a passage back to the creation, the innocence, to the realms of budding Bibles. And Whitman is anxious for himself and his soul to begin their journey. Let us begin this journey as soon as possible, at the earliest, very soon. And of course, this section is highly metaphorical. Okay, so we have a lot of metaphors here. Okay, the soul soul repressless. Okay, then again we have the wisdom's birth, innocent intuitions, all that. All this is of course very, very metaphorical, and the return of the poet and his soul to the east is envisaged as a journey back to the cradle of mankind, to the east, where many religions had their birth. Almost all the religions, Jainism, Buddhism, Hinduism, a lot of temples, a lot of gods. And it's a journey back to wisdom's birth, to innocent intuitions, to realms of budding Bibles. And the poet and his soul is seeking a mystical experience of union with God. Now we move on to the 8th section of this great poem. I'll recite it and afterwards we'll have a discussion. Although a slightly longer section, section 8 is of course very simple, and it is about the very spiritual exploration the poet is wishing to make. Section 8, I'll recite, please listen. Oh, we can wait no longer. This is, of course, the very urge of the poet and his soul to become one with God. The very desire of irresistible desire of the poet and his soul. Oh, we can wait no longer. We to take ship, O soul. Joyous, we to launch out on trackless seas, fearless for unknown shores, on waves of ecstasy to sail. Amid the wafting winds, thou pressing me to thee, I thee to me, O soul. Caroling free, singing our song of God, chanting our chant of pleasant exploration, with laugh and many a kiss. Let others deprecate, let others weep for sin, remorse, humiliation. O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. More than any priest, O soul, we too believe in God. But with the mystery of God, we dare not dally. O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. Sailing these seas or on the hills, waking in the night, thoughts, silent thoughts of time and space and death, like waters flowing, bear me indeed as through the regions infinite, whose air I breathe, whose ripples hear. Lay me all over, bathe me, O God, in thee, mounting to thee, I and my soul to range in range of thee. O thou transcendent, nameless the fiber and breath, light of the light, shedding forth universes, thou sender of them, thou mightiest sender of the true, the good, the loving, thou moral, spiritual fountain, affection source, thou reservoir, O pensive soul of me, O thirst unsatisfied, waitest not there, waitest not haply for us somewhere there, the Comrade Perfect, thou pulse, thou motive of the stars, sun systems that circling move in order, safe, harmonious, athwart the shapeless vastness of space. How should I think? How breathe a single breath? How speak if out of myself I could not launch to those superior universes? Swiftly I shrivel at the thought of God, at nature and its wonders, time and space and death, but that I, turning cold to thee, O soul, thou actual me, and lo, thou gently masters the orbs, thou matest time, smilest content and death, and swellest full the vastness of space. Greater than stars, O suns, bounding, O soul, thou journeys forth. What love than thine and ours could amplify? What aspirations, wishes outweigh thine and ours, O soul? What dreams of the ideal, what plans of purity, perfection, strength? What cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all, for others' sake to suffer all. Reckoning ahead, O soul, when thou the time achieved, the seas all cross, weathered the capes, the voyage done, surrounded, coppice, front us God, yield us the aim attained, as will with friendship Love complete, the elder brother found. The younger melts in fondness in his arms. So, section 8 of Passage to India, Whitman very, very clearly tells us the very feeling of the soul when the soul is becoming one with the oversoul. Good morning, Ranjit. Good morning. Thanks for joining. We are in section 8 of Passage to India. In this section, Walt Whitman is just sharing the greatest joy anyone can have in this spiritual union with God, the oversoul, God Paramatma. Okay, this is the kind of mystical pleasure. This is mysticism. Body, soul, and the oversoul. The human body, the human soul is becoming one with the oversoul Paramatma. And that great mystical spiritual experience of the union of the Trinitas divine, the Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, is explained in section 8 of this poem. Let us just go for a very detailed discussion. Okay, and in short, we can say that the soul pleases the poet pleases the soul, and they begin their spiritual exploration. Okay, poet's soul, Whitman's soul pleases him, he pleases his soul, and both of them, Whitman along with his soul, is making a spiritual exploration to have Sachidananda, to have moksha, to have heavenly bliss. That is the union of the body, the soul of the body, and the oversoul. Okay, so let us just come to this. Is in fact the poet and the soul of the poet. They are launching out on trackless seas, and they sail on waves of ecstasy, singing songs of God. They are, in fact, the poet, his soul, they are in, of course, great ecstasy, great happiness, the kind of happiness anybody can have when, okay, his mind is totally free. You're totally free when you are, of course, spiritually ennobled and elevated. You have that very innocence, right? So, oh, we can wait no longer. Whitman says that he and his soul cannot wait any longer for their spiritual exploration. They are making the spiritual exploration. Okay, what is the spiritual exploration? Passage to India, journey to religions, journey to gods, journey to temples. All right, we can wait no longer. We to take ship, O soul. Okay, let us board on a ship. We do take ship, O soul, joyous, very happy, joyful, joyous. We to launch out on trackless seas. Okay, we are moving forward on trackless seas, and we are on waves of great happiness, great ecstasy. Joyous, we to launch out on trackless seas, fearless for unknown shores on waves of ecstasy to sail. All right, just like Amerigo Vespucci, just like Vasco da Gama, Christopher Columbus. Okay, we are also bold and courageous, adventurous, not afraid, very, very bold and strong, fearless for unknown shores. There are shores unknown, but we are not worried about the unknown shores. Fearless for unknown shores on waves of ecstasy to sail. So we are sailing. We are sailing on waves of ecstasy. The kind of joy we get from, of course, this union of body, soul, and God. So we have no fear. All right. In Bible, you read after the crucifixion of Jesus, Jesus is, of course, resurrects. Jesus resurrects from the dead, and of course, thereafter, Jesus is sending the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of God, to his disciples. And when the disciples of Jesus are filled with Holy Spirit, they become bold and courageous. They speak in innumerable languages. They go to the faraway places and they spread the word of God. That is Christianity. They speak about Jesus. Same way, look here, fearless for unknown shores on waves of ecstasy to sail amid the wafting winds. What do you mean by wafting winds? Wafting winds are winds that carry just lightly, winds that carry. Okay, when you are traveling in, you may have heard about the Indian Keralite Malayali navigator, Indian Navy officer Abhilash Tomi. Okay, Abhilash Tomi just went, of course, in a ship which is of course a sail ship, right? Okay, and he planned, of course, to go around the globe. Okay, and he had a lot of difficulty. All right, a lot of difficulty. So there were, of course, storms. At times the sea can be stormy. There could be, of course, very dangerous waves rising above the boat and just engulfing the ship, you and your ship. So you are not afraid. You're bold and courageous. Similarly, fearless for unknown shores on waves of ecstasy to sail amid the wafting winds, thou pressing me to thee. So here the poet is not afraid. Why? The poet is accompanied by his soul. The soul of the poet is holding him tight to it, and the poet is holding his soul to him. It is just like lovers. Okay, the beloved in the hands of the lover in the hands of the beloved. Similarly, the poet Whitman and his soul holding each other, moving forward this passage to India. Amid the wafting winds, thou pressing me to thee, I thee to me, O soul, caroling free. All right, they are singing, caroling. You know, carols, Christmas carol, right? Okay, so caroling free, singing our song of God. Maybe like you have songs like "With Jesus in my soul," what is it? With Jesus in my boat, I can smile in the storm. Okay, so similarly, right here, the soul, Whitman, along with his soul, is fearless, caroling free, singing our song of God, chanting our chant of pleasant exploration. And what do they do? Chanting, praying, our chant of pleasant exploration. So the body of Whitman and his soul, they are making a spiritual exploration. And as they are making a spiritual exploration, okay, they are chanting the very joy of becoming one with God, the union, the mystical experience, right? With love and many a kiss, poet is in a jubilant mood. He loves with his soul. He kisses his soul kisses him, like lovers. With love and many a kiss, let others deprecate. Okay? Deprecate means belittle, disapprove. Maybe, okay, when you are filled with so much of spirituality, mysticism, and you show some great joy, people would say that you are mad. You are mad. Okay, when you just enjoy so much of spiritual happiness, okay, mystical happiness, people may say that you may have seen some, yeah, I would say that wonderful Fahad Fasil film, Trance. Okay, trance is of course right about mysticism too, maybe about spirituality, about of course the misuse of maybe spirituality when religion is becoming an industry. Okay, so that's a trance the film about. But you will understand that there are people who are of course in great joy when they become one with the Holy Spirit. Okay, so that is the reference here. Let others deprecate. Maybe people belittle me and my soul when we are enjoying so much of happiness, but I don't care. We don't care. Let others deprecate, belittle, disapprove. Let others weep for sin, remorse, humiliation. Maybe some people just, okay, weep for sin, saying that it is sin, all right, maybe they are sinful, remorseful, or humiliation, but I don't, because I am in the company of my soul. O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. There may be people who just cry about their sin. There may be people who just cry in remorse, humiliation. There may be people who just disapprove and belittle whatever I do, but I don't worry about anything of this, because I am with my soul, and my soul pleases me, and I please my soul, and I am happy. More than any priest or soul, we to believe in God. And this is very, very remarkable. This is the very strong, stone-like, rock-like faith, firm faith of a mystic. I believe in God. The Whitman and his soul believe in God. Okay, this is mysticism. This is what Swami Vivekananda spoke about. This is what Aurobindo spoke about. This is what Jesus spoke about. This is what Vallathol in his Magdalena Mariam speaks about Jesus. About Jesus, Vallathol says, Dhyanam kond Atmave Atmavil kandu kond Ananda Leenanai Kanyaputran. Kanyaputran is Jesus. Dhyanam kond Atmave Atmavil kandu kond Ananda Leenanai Kanyaputran. Vallathol about Jesus Christ in Mary Magdalene, Magdalena Mariam, Gandakavya. Dhyanam kond Atmave Atmavil kandu kond Ananda Leenanai Kanyaputran. Jesus, 40 days of fasting in the desert. Marubhumile Ubavasam. 40 ദിവസത്തെ 40 ദിനരാത്രികൾ ജീസസ് ഉപവസിക്കുകയാണ്, ഭക്ഷണവും വെള്ളവുമില്ലാതെ. ധ്യാനം കൊണ്ട് ആത്മാവെ ആത്മാവിൽ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് ആനന്ദലീനനായി കന്യാപുത്രൻ. That is mysticism. That is transcendentalism. That is spirituality. This is Sachidananda. Body, soul, oversoul union. Spiritual exploration. For that, make a journey to India. Make a journey to the lands of religions, the lands of budding Bibles. I don't have anything else to say about that, okay? So, more than any priest or soul, we to believe in God. But with the mystery of God, we dare not dally. We dare not dally. We dare not dally. Dally means to enjoy, okay? So, with the mystery of God, God is, of course, a mystery. And because God is a mystery, we dare not dally. We are happy, okay? We are happy and we are joyous, but with the mystery of God, we dare not dally. Okay? There isn't too much of dallying. What is isn't too much of spending of time. We are not wasting time, because all the time we have is for being with God, and we don't have any time to waste. And hence, me and my soul are moving forward as early as possible to India, to spirituality, to religions, to holy books, for having spiritual exploration and enjoyment and mystical union with God. No time to waste. Dallying here means to waste time. Too much of enjoyment. And let's move on to the next section of the poem. In fact, next stanza of section 8. O soul, thou pleasest me. My soul, I'm happy with you. You please me. I you. Okay? Happiness of the poet when he knows his soul. Okay? In fact, we should meditate. Meditation is very good for each of us. Okay, so this is what is the very kind of feeling you get in mysticism, contemplation, transcendentalism. Okay, O soul, thou pleasest me, I thee. Sailing these seas or on the hills, with man along with his soul is sailing, makes a passage to India, and during this passage to India, O soul, you please me, you make me happy. Sailing the seas or on the hills. Maybe we are traveling through oceans and hills. Waking in the night. Sometimes we wake up in the night. Thoughts, silent thoughts of time and space and death, like waters flowing. Okay, lot of thoughts flash through our mind. We think about death, we think about birth, we think about time, we think about, of course, many realities of life, and all these thoughts flash through our minds like flowing of water. Okay, നമ്മളെ മനസ്സിലൂടെ പല ചിന്തകൾ പാഞ്ഞു പോകാറുണ്ട്. ഒരുപാട് ചിന്തകൾ ജനനത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും മരണത്തെക്കുറിച്ചും വേദനകളെക്കുറിച്ചും സങ്കടങ്ങളെക്കുറിച്ചും ആകുലതകളെക്കുറിച്ചും എന്തെല്ലാം ചിന്തകൾ നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിൽ കൂടെ കടന്നു പോകുന്നു. Lot of thoughts, silent thoughts of time and space, death, like waters flowing. Bear me indeed as through the regions infinite. Oh, my soul, take me through regions infinite. Okay, let us move through infinite, unending regions. Unending regions, a lot of, okay, അനന്ത വിശാലമായ ഈ ഭൂമിയിലൂടെ കണ്ടെത്താത്ത പ്രദേശങ്ങളിലൂടെ എൻ്റെ ആത്മാവെ നമുക്ക് മുന്നോട്ട് പോകാം, നമുക്ക് ദൈവത്തെ കണ്ടെത്താം, ദൈവവുമായി നമുക്ക് ഒന്നു ചേർന്ന് ആ പരമമായ ആനന്ദം അനുഭവിക്കാം. O soul, thou pleases me. Bear me indeed as to the regions infinite, whose air I breathe. Okay, I breathe regions infinite, right? Whose air I breathe. I breathe the air of infinite regions. There is air in the atmosphere. There is air, of course, all around us. I breathe whose ripples here. I breathe the air of regions, locales infinite. India, Asia, Africa, Europe, Australia, America. Ripples here. I hear the sound of ripples, waves. Lay me over, all over, okay? And all the waters of the oceans and seas just wash me. Lay means, L-A-V, lay means to wash me. So I am being washed by the waters of seas and oceans. Bathe me, O God, in thee. O God, you just bathe me, O God, in thee. Okay, so, O God, bathe me, wash me in you. O God, help me to become one with you. God, let me be part of you. This is the very, very mystical experience, mysticism, body, soul becoming one with God. So, O God, help me become one with you. Mounting to thee, I and my soul to range in range of thee. Okay, oh God, let me become one with you. God, help me begin my spiritual exploration. Okay, so God, just let me have a kind of oneness with you. ധ്യാനം കൊണ്ട് ആത്മാവെ ആത്മാവിൽ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ട് ആനന്ദലീനനായി കന്യാപുത്രൻ. May my body, my soul become one with God, Paramatma. May I have Sachidananda. May I have heavenly bliss. Okay. Oh, thou transcendent. Thou transcendent. Who is transcendent? Transcendent is going beyond limits. God, you are transcendent. You are omniscient. You are omnipresent. You are omnipotent. Sarva Shaktanana, God Almighty. Almighty. God is omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. Thou transcendent. Oh God, you go beyond everything. You are surpassing everything. Oh, thou transcendent, nameless. God has no name. Nameless. Okay? The fiber and the breath. God, you are the fiber. You are the body and the breath. The spirit of everything. Or transcendentness. Or transcendent. Whitman is addressing God. You are the fiber and the breath. God, you are the body and the spirit of the universe. Light of the light. God, you are the light of the light. Shedding forth universe. God, you make the universe. The universe comes from you. Everything is in you, God. Okay, so this is the very mystical, transcendental feeling that God is everywhere, God is omniscient, God is omnipresent, God is omnipotent. Okay, this is what we understand and feel when we sing Kallilum, Mullilum, Thunilum, Thurumbilum Devam irikkunnu, Avan Karuna Mayanai Kaval Vilakai Karalil irikkunnu. Okay, this is what is transcendentalism. This is what is mysticism. All right, God is everywhere. All right, so light of the light, shedding forth universes, thou center of them. God, you are center of everything. You are the beginning, you are the middle, you are the end, you are the center of everything. Thou mightiest center of true, the good, the loving, thou moral, spiritual fountain, affection source, thou reservoir. O God, you are everything. You are the truth, you are the light, you are goodness, you are love, you are moral, you are spiritual, you are affection source, you are reservoir. God is everything. This is real mysticism. Thou moral, spiritual fountain, O pensive soul of me. Okay, Whitman is addressing his soul. Oh, my soul. O thirst unsatisfied. My soul, you and I have unsatisfied thirst. What is that thirst for? We are thirsting for union with God. Body, soul, over soul. Okay, so, oh pensive soul of me, pensive, thoughtful, meditating, contemplating. Oh pensive soul of me, oh thirst unsatisfied, waitest not there. Oh, aren't you, my soul, waiting there? Waitest not happily for us somewhere there, the comrade perfect. Okay, oh my body, aren't, oh my soul, aren't we waiting? Waitest not happily. Happily means perhaps. Perhaps we are waiting somewhere there, the comrade perfect. Comrade, what is comrade? Comrade is, of course, older brother. Comrade, Saghav. Comrade is older brother. So here, older brother is the oversoul, God. So, oh my body and my soul are waiting for the comrade perfect. Comrade perfect is Paramatma. Comrade perfect is God. So my body, my soul are waiting to become one with comrade perfect, that is older brother. It is sheer mysticism. So all this is possible because of the past, because of Asia, because of India, because of religions, because of Bibles, because of Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, holy books. Waitest not happily for us somewhere there, the comrade perfect. Thou pulse, thou motive of the stars, God, comrade perfect, you are the pulse. God is the pulse of the universe. Okay, our heart is beating, our pulsation, and the pulsation and the beating of our heart is the source of our life. We breathe air in, and the air that comes to our lungs is just, it is the force of the pumping of our heart. And the heart is pumping and pumping and pumping blood and oxygen to each and every cell of our body, and hence we live. And when we don't have oxygen and when we don't have the pumping of the heart, we die. Similarly, the Spirit of God is the force that gives life to everything in this universe. That is, God is comrade perfect. Comrade perfect is God. Thou pulse, thou motive of the stars, the sun, systems that circling, move in order, save harmonious, athwart. Athwart means from side to side. So this is solar system. In the solar system, you have the sun, you have Mercury, Uranus, Plateau, okay, Pluto, Neptune, you have the Earth, lots of planets and lots of stars in the Milky Way. galaxies we have, right? And the very stars, each and every okay, Ashna, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Okay, so we are in the eighth section of Walt Whitman's Passage to India. This section, the poet is just exploring the spiritual union with God, and he is praising God, that is Comrade Perfect. So God is the source of the life of the world. God is, of course, the source of the very movement of every planet, and God is the source of the light of the stars. God is the source of the very solar system. And thou pulse, you move. God, you move. Thou motive of the stars, sun systems that circling move in order, safe, harmonious, athwart the shapeless vastness of space. Look at the space. In the space, we have the solar system, we have galaxies, Milky Ways, and we have stars and planets and all. Everything is revolving or orbiting in its own orbits. And that is possible just because of the omniscient, omnipotent, presence of God. It is because of God. Athwart the shapeless vastness of space. How should I think? How breathe a single breath? How speak if out of myself I could not launch to those superior universes? Okay, so the poet says, when the soul accomplishes its journey and confronts God, it will be as if it has found its elder brother. Now, the body of the poet, the soul of the poet, and the body and the soul of the poet find the elder brother. Elder brother is God, and Whitman is thanking and praising God. God is the source of everything. God is almighty, and like a true mystic, transcendentalist or spiritualist, Whitman is praising God. Now we come to the next stanza. Swiftly, very suddenly, swiftly, I shrivel at the thought of God. When I think of God, I shrivel. What is the meaning of shrivel? I contract. I am nothing when I think of God. God is powerful, and I am nothing. I'm zero. I'm zero. I'm nothing. I'm emptiness. I'm oblivion. God is everything. Swiftly I shrivel at the thought of God. I contract. I become small. I become oblivion. I become emptiness when I think of God. I shrivel at the thought of God, at nature and its wonders. How wonderful this nature is. How wonderful this world is. How wonderful the universe is. All this is because of God. And when I think of all this wonderful universe, I become emptiness and oblivion and nothing. Time and space and death, I become nothing. But that I, and that very I, turning cold to thee, O soul. Okay, so this same I'm nothing when I compare myself with God. And this I, which is nothing, cold to thee, O soul. Okay, that man is addressing soul, thou actual me. So we are not actual. Okay, you and I, there is a physical you, there is a physical me, that is of course the very Binoy, the very Amar, the very Ranjit, the very Anita. Okay, the physical you is not real. The physical Binoy is not real. What is real is the very spirit of Binoy, the very spirit of Ranjit, the very spirit of Shilpa, the very spirit of course, each and everybody. The physical is just temporary. The physical is just transient. Okay, but the spirit of you and I in our body is permanent, because that is part of God. All right, so let us just look at that. But that I turning cold to thee, O soul, thou actual me. My soul is the actual me. Your soul is the actual you. Okay, so actual me, and look, and lo, look, thou gently masters the orbs. Okay, me, my soul, and God, we become friends, and when we become one and friends, we can master the orb. ORBS, orb. What does orb refer to? Orb refers to the orbits, the very spheres, the earth, the planet. Okay, now when the spirit of a human being is becoming one with the spirit of God, he can go around the universe. That is the power we get. So with scientific technology, we can have a physical circumnavigation of the earth. With spirituality, we can have a spiritual circumnavigation of the solar system, the universe. We can move anywhere. That is mysticism. That is transcendentalism. That is spirituality. O lo, thou gently masters the orbs, thou matest time, smilest, content at death. So maybe if we can find our body, if we can find our body and soul together, we will not be sad at death. We will smile even at death, and fill us, swell us, full the vastness of space. And now, okay, the physical you is just limited to your chair. The physical I is limited to my chair. But when I understand that I am part of the oversoul, I am part of God, I can fill the vastness of space. ഈ പ്രപഞ്ചത്തിന്റെ അന്തരീക്ഷം മുഴുവനും എനിക്ക് നിറയാനായിട്ട് കഴിയും. എൻ്റെ ആത്മാവ് ദൈവത്തിന്റെ ആത്മാവിന്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗമാണെന്ന് അറിയുമ്പോൾ, that is mysticism, and we have to know that. That is spirituality. That is transcendentalism. All right. So thou matest time, smilest, and again remember, the soul has no control over. I mean, the soul, the time has no control over soul. We in our physique, you in your body has 60 years, maybe 70 years, maybe 35 years, 100 years. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് നിങ്ങളുടെ ശരീരത്തിൽ 60 വയസ്സോ 70 വയസ്സോ 80 വയസ്സോ 100 വയസ്സോ ജീവിതമുള്ളൂ. But you in your soul is immortal. That is it. Thou matest time. The soul is matest time. Our souls can become friendly with time. Okay? Our body is afraid of time. 70 years, 80 years. But our soul will not be afraid of time. Smiles content at death, and fill us, swell us, full the vastness of space, right? So our soul can fill in the vastness of space. That's about spirituality. That's about, of course, mysticism. Greater than stars or suns, binding, O soul, thou journeys forth. Now, my soul, okay? When we become, when the soul of any human being is becoming one with God, we are greater than stars and suns, and we can journey anywhere. All right, look at that's beautiful, right? This is Sachidananda, heavenly bliss. What love than thine and ours could wider amplify. So the love of our soul and the soul of God is, of course, very, very wide. What love than thine and ours could wider amplify. So the love of a human soul and the soul of God can just be wider than anything. It can be very wide. What love than thine and ours could wider amplify. Okay? What aspirations, wishes, outweigh thine and ours, O soul. Okay? So our O soul, our aspirations, wishes just conquer thine and ours, O soul. What aspirations, wishes outweigh thine and ours, O soul. Okay, so our aspirations, our physical aspirations are conquered by the aspirations of the soul. What dreams of the ideal, and we, okay, our souls have ideal dreams, greater dreams. What plans of purity, perfection, strength, what cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all. Okay, so for the sake of the dreams and wishes of our soul, we give up the lights of the body. Okay, നമ്മുടെ ആത്മാവിന്റെ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങൾക്ക് വേണ്ടി നമ്മുടെ ശരീരത്തിന്റെ ആഗ്രഹങ്ങൾ നമ്മൾ ത്യജിക്കുകയാണ്. This is mysticism. This is transcendentalism. This is spirituality. What cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all. Okay, my soul want to be one with our soul, so I give up the lights of my soul. പരമാത്മാവുമായിട്ട് താതാത്മ്യപ്പെടുവാനുള്ള അദമ്യമായ ആഗ്രഹം കാരണം എൻ്റെ ആത്മാവിൻ്റെയും ശരീരത്തിൻ്റെയും ആഗ്രഹങ്ങളെ ഞാൻ പരിത്യജിക്കുന്നു. Look at that. This is mysticism. What dreams of the ideal, what plans of purity, perfection, strength, what cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all. Okay, this is of course great love, the love of the soul for the oversoul. All right, and this is again, we must be, of course, we must have the same kind of attitude towards others. For our brothers, we should give up our lives and interests. Just like you say that okay, for our brothers, okay, maybe for your brother you sacrifice. Okay, so let us just give to others. Let us share whatever we possess with others. Okay, like Namikkelu, we have Ulur in his one of his poems. He says that Namikkelu iram nadugil tinnam nalgugil nedidam namukku name panivadu nagavum naragavum urupole. Look at that. Okay, so let us give. Let us just we make heaven and hell for ourselves, right? So what cheerful willingness for others' sake to give up all, for others' sake to suffer all. So let us suffer let my body suffer for my soul, let my body and soul suffer for the oversoul. This is what Walt Whitman speak here, maybe like a real mystic. Reckoning ahead, O soul. Reckoning. What do you mean by reckoning? Reckoning means calculating, counting. Reckoning ahead, O soul, when thou the time achieved, the seas all crossed. Okay, oh my soul, you have crossed all seas. I calculate. Counting ahead, O soul. Calculating ahead, O soul. The time achieved, the seas all crossed, weathered the capes, the voyage done, surrounded, compassed, frontest, God, yield us the aim attained. At last, we have completed our journey. Passage to India is over. We traveled far and wide. And when we have completed our journey, voyage done, when we have surrounded all the continents, when we have gone around all the capes, we have struggled, and after all this struggle, we have encountered God. Frontest God. What do you mean by frontest? Frontest. Frontest means encounter God. Frontest God yields the aim attained. After all this journey, spiritual and physical journey, we have encountered God. We have come face to face with God. The aim attained as filled with friendship, love complete, the elder brother found. We have found the elder brother, Comrade Perfect, the oversoul, Jivatma, Paramatma union, Sachidananda. That is it. The elder brother found. Who is the elder brother? Elder brother is the oversoul. Elder brother is the soul of God. All right. The younger melts in fondness in his arms. So now this is Dhyanam kondatmave atmavil kandukondananda leenanai kanyaputran. Okay? The body of you and I, the soul of you and I, becoming one with the oversoul. Spiritual union with God. This is the result of passage to India. And now the younger brother, human beings, elder brother, God, just become one. Okay? That is mysticism, Sachidananda. So that is the section 8. Now we come to the last section of the poem. So in section 8 of Passage to India, the poet and his soul become one. Okay, there is the encounter of the human soul and the soul of the Spirit of God. Okay, now we come to the last section, section 9 of Passage to India, great poem of Walt Whitman. Look at the, I'm reciting, please listen. Passage to more than India. Are thy wings plumed indeed for such far flights? O soul, voyagest thou indeed on voyages like those? Disportest thou on waters such as those? Soundest below the Sanskrit and the Vedas? Then have thy bend unleashed. Passage to you, your shores, you aged fierce enigmas. Passage to you, to mastership of you, ye strangling problems, you strewed with the wrecks of skeletons that living never reached you. Passage to more than India, O secret of the earth and the sky, of you, O waters of the sea, O winding creeks and rivers, of you, O woods and fields, of you, strong mountains of my land, of you, prairies, of you, grey rocks, O morning red, O clouds, O rain and snows, O day and night passage to you, O sun and moon, and all you stars, Sirius and Jupiter, passage to you. Passage, immediate passage. The blood burns in my veins. Away your soul. Hoist instantly the anchor. Cut the hawsers. Howl out, shake out every sail. Have we not stood here like trees in the ground long enough? Have we not grovelled here long enough, eating and drinking like mere brutes? Have we not darkened and dazed ourselves with books long enough? Sail forth, steer forth the deep waters only, reckless, O soul, exploring, I with thee, and thou with me. For we are bound where mariner has not yet dared to go, and we will risk the ship, ourselves and all. O my brave soul, O farther, farther sail, O daring joy, but safe are they not all the seas of God? O farther, farther sail. Okay, now the poet just now is just making this passage. The poet is, of course, so full of joy. Okay, and the poet says that no, this is not just a passage to India. Okay, so this is in fact this sections 8 and 9 of the poem, they are marked by an upsurge of spiritual thought and ecstatic experience. Okay, the poet is so full of ecstasy, And there is, in fact, an upsurge of, in fact, a flowing of, a spontaneous flow of spiritual thought, full of spirituality, full of spiritual thought. And the poet is just expressing or sharing his great ecstasy, great happiness, because he is one with the God. He is one with the soul, the spirit of God. Passage to more than India. Let us not just go to India alone. Let us just go to all the nook and corners of the world. Are thy wings plumed indeed for such far flights? Okay. Oh, my soul, aren't you feathered? Plume, plume, Plume is feather. You have feathers on the wings of a bird. So right now, the poet and his soul are like birds. So the poet is asking his soul, aren't you feathered like the wings of birds? Oh, my soul, aren't your wings strong enough with feathers? Passage to more than India. Okay, my soul, let us go. Let us just make passage to places beyond India, other places as well. Are thy wings plumed indeed for such far flights? Shall we not travel to faraway places other than India? O soul, voyagest thou indeed on voyages like those? Let us go to, of course, let us have other voyages. Let us go to other places. O soul, voyagest thou indeed on voyages like those? Okay, so the poet and his soul, like lovers, are united in harmony, and they are just decided to go to any part of the world. Disportest thou on waters such as those? Aren't we traveling on all these oceans? Okay, so of course it's very challenging to make such a journey. And my soul, aren't you ready for this journey? Let us just make this journey. All right, and we are right now just you and me, my body and my soul. Okay, we are just making a travel, and when they make this travel, sound is below the Sanskrit and the Vedas. Now the Whitman and his body and his soul are making this journey, making this passage. As they are making this journey, they hear Sanskrit and the Vedas. You know, Sanskrit and the Vedas come from, of course, ancient India. We have the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas, and all this is in Sanskrit. And then have thy bend unleashed. Okay, so as the poet and his and the poet's soul just make this journey, they hear Sanskrit and the Vedas, and they just then have thy bend unleashed. Okay, so bend means interest, unleash means unchained. So the interest of the poet is unchained. Now the poet is of course free to have any interest, and the interest of the poet is in Vedas, Upanishads, religions, and the poet is just making a spiritual exploration. And as he is making the spiritual exploration, he is so full of great happiness. Passes to you your shows, ye aged fierce enigmas. Enigmas, mysteries, riddles. Okay, this passage is difficult. Okay, but the poet says that it's a thrilling journey. Okay, aged fierce enigmas, mysteries which are not unraveled, which are not raveled, unraveled mysteries for a long time, unresolved mysteries for a long time. Okay, passage to you to mastership of ye strangling problems. Lot of strangling problems. There are a lot of stifling problems in the world, and the poet right now very courageous, because he is in the company of his soul. In the company of the soul, the poet is very strong, very bold, very adventurous and courageous, and he can just travel to any faraway places, any mystery, and he can resolve any stifling, strangling problems. You strewed, S-T-R-E-W-E-D, strewed means scattered. You scattered with the wrecks of skeletons that living never reached you. So all over the world, there are, of course, skeletons. A lot of people traveled, encountered difficulties, just gave up on the way, died on the way, and now the poet, okay, is with the soul, and along with his soul, he is thrilled to make any journey to any unknown land. The passage to the divine shores is filled with difficulty, but the poet is full of energy, and it's a thrilling experience because he is in the company of his soul. Passage to more than India. Oh, let us go beyond India. Oh, secret of the earth and sky. Let us go to the earth, all the places in the earth. Let us also go to the heavens. Spiritual journey of you, O waters of the sea. Let us passage to the oceans, or winding creeks and rivers. Let us go to all the lakes and rivers. Of you, O woods and fields. Let us go to the trees, jungles, forests, and farms. Of you, strong mountains of my land. Okay, of you, strong mountains of my land. Okay, let us just go to the mountains of the land. Oh, you strong mountains of my land. Okay, so the poet is right now, along with his soul, he is traveling to the continents, all the mountains. Of you prairies, there are prairies, you know prairies. What are prairies? Wetlands. Or you gray rocks. Oh, morning red. This is of course morning red. The very rays of the rising sun. Of course, the morning is red, the evening is also red. Like you read in ONV, സായന്തനങ്ങളെ സ്വർണ്ണമാക്കുന്നതും സന്ധ്യയെടുത്തു നീ സായന്തനങ്ങളെ സ്വർണ്ണമാക്കുന്നതും സന്ധ്യയെടുത്തു നീ കാറ്റിൽ മറയുന്നതും പിന്നെ ഒരു ഉഷസ്സിനെ തോളിലേറ്റുന്നതും. Different colors of the morning and the evening. The morning red, or clouds, or rain, or and snows, or day and night passes to you. Okay, now the poet is decided to travel to every continent, every country, the skies, the earth, the land. He wants to see everything. This is in fact a very thrilling journey, and the poet is asking everybody to have a physical and spiritual journey. O sun and moon and all you stars, Sirius and Jupiter passes to you. Now the poet says that with the soul, our body and soul with God. Maybe when we die, we can fill in this universe. We can fill in this atmosphere, the stratosphere, the lithosphere, and we can travel to the stars, Sirius and Jupiter. Okay, the poet, fired by the spirit of the navigators, Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci, is intent on seeking an immediate passage because his blood is burning in his veins. Now the poet has irresistible urge to make this journey. Passage, immediate passage. Let us go right now. This moment we must go. Irresistible. He cannot resist anymore. He cannot stop anymore. Passage, immediate passage. The blood burns in my veins. Okay? Great urge in the mind of the poet. The blood burns in my veins. Away, O soul. Hoist instantly the anchor. Hoist. What do you mean by hoist? Lifting the flag. Okay? The ship, each and every boat, each and every ship has a flag. So lift the flag, hoist the flag, and the anchor, instantly the anchor. Anchor is the device with which you stop your the ship or boat somewhere. So right now, cut off the ropes, hoist the flag, lift the sail, let us passage. I cannot remain here anymore. I am filled with the Spirit of God. I must start the journey now. Passage, immediate passage. The blood burns in my veins. Away, O soul. Hoist instantly the anchor. Lift the flag. Lift the anchor. Let the ship move forward. Cut the hoses. Hoses. What are hoses? Hoses are ropes with which the anchoring of the ship is done. ആങ്കർ നങ്കൂരം ഷിപ്പ് നങ്കൂരം ഇടുമ്പോ വലിയ കയറ് കൊണ്ട് വലിയ വലിയ വടം ഉപയോഗിച്ചിട്ട് വലിയ അയൺ ആങ്കർ ഷിപ്പിനെ കെട്ടിയിടും. അത് വെള്ളത്തിലേക്ക് ഇടുമ്പോഴാണ് ഷിപ്പ് ഒരിടത്ത് നിൽക്കുക. ദിസ് ഇസ് ഹൗ യു സ്റ്റോപ്പ്. നൗ ദി ropes that anchor the ship must be cut and the ship must go forward. The poet cannot resist. The poet and his soul cannot resist the journey anymore. He is so full of yearning and desire and urge to continue this journey, to start the journey. Cut the hoses, the rope, howl out, shake out every sail of the ship. Shake out all the sail. Let the wind blow against the sail and let the boat move. Let the ship move. Cut the hoses, howl out, shake out every sail. Have we not stood here like trees in the ground long enough? Haven't we stood here like trees without spiritual nourishment? ആധ്യാത്മികമായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു വളർച്ചയുമില്ലാതെ മുരടിച്ച് വെറും മരങ്ങളെ പോലെ നമ്മുടെ ജഡങ്ങളിൽ നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും കാലം ഇവിടെ നിന്നില്ലേ? ഇനി അത് പാടില്ല. Let us have spiritual enlightenment. Have we not stood here like trees in the ground long enough? Have we not groveled here long enough? Okay? Have we not groveled here? What do you mean by grovel? G-R-O-V-E-L-E-D. Grovel means crawling. Didn't we crawl like worms and snakes here on this earth? എത്ര കാലം? 50 വയസ്സ്, 60 വയസ്സ്, 70 വയസ്സ്, 100 വയസ്സ് വെറും കൃമികളെ പോലെ, പുഴുക്കളെ പോലെ, പാമ്പിനെ പോലെ നമ്മൾ ഇഴഞ്ഞില്ലേ? ഇവിടെ കിടന്നിടത്ത് തന്നെ കിടന്ന് ഉരുണ്ടില്ലേ? ഈ ഇട്ടാവട്ടത്തിൽ കിടന്ന് പൊട്ടക്കിണറ്റിലെ തവളയെ പോലെ നമ്മൾ ജീവിച്ചില്ലേ? നിരർത്ഥകമായിട്ടുള്ള ജീവിതം. ഇത് വിട്ടിട്ട് നമുക്ക് സ്വർഗത്തിന്റെ അനന്തതയിലേക്ക്, ഈ പ്രപഞ്ചത്തിന്റെ അനന്തതയിലേക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ആത്മാവിനോടൊപ്പം യാത്രയാകാം. ജഡികമായിട്ടുള്ള നിരർത്ഥകമായിട്ടുള്ള ഈ ജീവിതത്തെ വിട്ട് ആത്മാവോടൊപ്പം നമുക്ക് യാത്രയാകാം. Mysticism. Have we not groveled here long enough, eating and drinking like brutes? Didn't we live our life like animals, like buffaloes, like maybe sheep and cow and the animals? Let us live a different life. Let us have spirituality. Have we not darkened and dazed ourselves with books long enough? Didn't we read history? Didn't we read literature? Didn't we read poetry? We read a lot of literature. We read a lot of mathematics. We read a lot of botany and zoology and all. What difference did it make? What difference did all this learning make? Nothing. We still the life of brutes and animals. We have no spiritual enlightenment. We have no spirituality. We have only material, technical, scientific growth. We don't have spiritual growth. For spiritual growth, let us go to the past. Let us go to India. Have we not darkened and dazed ourselves with books long enough? The condition of modern man. This is what is T.S. Eliot speak in Wasteland. The wasteland. Datta, Deta, Dameda. Let's go to the Upanishads. Okay? The condition of modern man. Devoid of spirituality. Devoid of any value, any potential of the spirit, the soul, divinity. Sail forth, steer for the deep waters only. Now, my soul, let us just steer forth. Let us steer forth, sail forth. Reckless, O soul, careless, O soul. We don't care. Exploring, I with thee and thou with me. For we are bound where mariner has not yet dared to go. Now, O my soul, you and I are going forward to places and skies where no mariner has gone. Amerigo Vespucci couldn't go. Columbus cannot go. Vasco da Gama could not go. So we are going to places where nobody could go because we are making this passage with the soul, body, soul, and our soul. So, for we are bound where mariner has not dared to go. No captains and sailors and navigators could go. And we will risk the ship, houses and all. We will, and for this journey, we will risk the ship. What is the ship? Not the physical ship, not the physical body. We will risk the ship, we'll risk our body and ourselves and all. We will give up everything. We will give up our body. We will give up our home, physical home. We will give up our boat. We will make a spiritual journey. Okay, this is a spiritual journey. All right. And oh, my brave soul, last, my soul is brave. This is what happened to you when you contemplate. This is what mysticism can bring to you. This is what spirituality can bring to you. This is what transcendentalism can bring to you. You will become one with your soul, and your soul will become one with the oversoul, and you will be so powerful. You'll be full of great energy, and you will not be afraid of anybody. You'll be very confident because you will understand that you have immense potentiality. Okay, so contemplate, meditate for half an hour every day. You will see that you have great potential. You can do miracles. You will do miracles. Okay, so know that your mind is very powerful. All right. So, oh, my brave soul, oh, farther and farther sail. Let us go to the distant places, beyond the horizons, farther and farther and farther and away and away, away and away from all the oceans and seas and horizons. Let's go beyond and beyond all the galaxies and Milky Ways. Oh, farther and farther sail. Oh, daring joy, but safe. Okay, we are safe because we are along with the oversoul. Always safe, body, soul, and God. But safe. Are they not all the seas of God? Yeah, all the seas. Okay, all the seas are all the seas of God. Everything is of God. So we can go anywhere and everywhere because everywhere is God. Omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. Oh, farther and farther say, oh, my soul, go farther and farther. Go wherever you can go because everywhere is God. Okay, so wonderful poem of Walt Whitman about the spiritual journey modern man must make. In 20th century or 21st century, we have material advancements, we have physical advancements, scientific growth. We have opening up Suez Canal, we have railroad, we have telecommunication, we have development, industrial revolution, everything, and we develop. But that is just physical development. That is not enough. We also need spiritual development. And for this spiritual development, we need to have religion. We need to have, of course, an idea of, an understanding of what is written in the Holy Bibles, holy books, the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Puranas. And for that, let us just go to India. Let's make a passage to India. And the poem by the end is very, very powerfully and emphatically signifying or asserting or establishing the unification of all the lands and people of the world. Okay, so all the 7 continents and people in all the 7 continents are going to be unified in spirituality. Okay, and see, passage to India is a in fact it is symbolic of the spiritual unity of entire humanity of the world. Okay, that is this wonderful poem. Now we just had a very quick discussion, or rather a very detailed discussion of all the 9 sections of this great poem of Walt Whitman, Passage to India, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 and 9. And now we know that this great poem is about the necessity of a spiritual union of the entire lands of the world, and of course the spiritual union of humanity. Okay, so next we will be having one more session. In that session we'll be discussing some of the relevant topics of rather some of the themes and topics for, of course, exam point of view. We'll be discussing some of the significant questions, and those questions we discuss, those topics we discuss will be: number 1, cosmic energy and optimism in Whitman's poem Passage to India. Number 2, mysticism in the poem Passage to India. And of course, next topic will be Passage to India as a spiritual exploration. Okay, so with that, we come to the end of today's discussion. Thank you so much for being with me. I know this is of course a Sunday, and you just wanted to be with your parents and dear ones and all. Still, you just came and listened to me. So I'm so happy and thankful to you. Wish you all a great afternoon. May God bless you and your dear ones. Once again, thank you. Bye-bye.